Hi, boys and girls. I'm here today, Monday, June 1st, 2020, to go over your homework that I assigned you last week. At the top of the page, you can see it says Practice and Homework, Lesson 12.2. This is on page 707. It says Chapter 12. And at the top, it also says describe angles in plane shapes. That was our learning target for last week. I can describe angles in plane shapes. So let's go over the homework. I did some of it with you. You had to do the rest on your own. So number one, they did for you. The directions say use the corner of a sheet of paper to tell whether the angle is a right angle, less than a right angle, which we call acute, greater than a right angle, which we call obtuse. Now, I did this homework already, so I'm just going to quickly go over it, and you should be checking your answers if you did it, okay? So number two, this is considered a right angle inside of this plane shape. You actually have two of them, don't you? So again, we're describing what kind of angle we have. This is a right angle. Number three, they showed you the angle inside the shape. If I zoom in here a little bit, you can see that that's an obtuse angle. It is greater than a right angle, and it's definitely greater than an acute angle. All right, number four, they've given you a hint. The directions say, let me just zoom out here a little bit. It says, write how many of each type of angle the shape has. So again, if you look at number four, you can see that there's 4 right angles because you can make 4 corners or 4 squares in each corner. So we have to just fill out the information. There's 4 right, there's no acute, which is less than a right, and there are no obtuse angles, which means greater than a right. So it's 4, 0, and 0. All right, number 5, what Ms. Harling did here is I made the angles inside of the shape to show you what kind of angles are in this plane shape. So when you look at this, I can see all of these angles have something in common. There are no right angles because I cannot make any perfect squares in any corner. There are no acute angles, okay? I cannot see any here that are smaller than a right angle. They're all obtuse, which means they're greater than a right, and you can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 obtuse angles. Okay, now go to number 6. Number 6, here is the shape. You can see that there are 2 right angles because you can make 2 perfect squares in those corners. There are no acute angles. So if I draw here, this is an angle. This is an angle, that's an angle, and that's an angle. If you look at all those angles, they are obtuse, which means they are greater than a right angle. So you should have put 4 here because there are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other 2 left are right angles. So your answer should be 2 right, no less, 4 greater than a right, which means those are obtuse. Okay, at the bottom of the homework that I gave you, we did number 7. We took a square and we diagonally cut it and made 2 triangles out of it, and now we have 6 angles. We did number 8 together. I drew an example of a shape which had at least 1 right angle. This shape has 2. And I made it that it had 1 obtuse angle and 1 acute angle. And we did that already. So now I am going to the back of the homework. And let's look at number 1. It says, what describes this angle? Right angle, less than a right, or greater than a right? Well, you know that this is a wide open angle. It's obtuse. Again, I don't like to write all of this. Greater than a right angle. You need to know the terms because they're going to be talking to you about those terms again in 4th grade. Number 2, how many right angles does this shape have? Well, you can see it because they drew the perfect squares for you. Your answer should have been 3 right angles. All right, I also did not do number 3, so let's check our work. It says, what fraction of the group is shaded? Pretty easy. 1 out of 6, or 1/6. Number 4 should have been easy. It says compare these fractions. Well, it's pretty easy to see they have the same denominator, so we're just looking at the numerators, the numbers on top, which give us part of the whole, and we just look at those numbers. 4 is greater than 3. So your answer inside the circle should have been greater than. All right, number 5 at the bottom. Let me zoom out here so you can see. I believe I did this one with you. It says, what is straight, continues in both directions, and does not end. That is a line. How do we know it's a line? Because we have arrows at the end. We do not have endpoints, which means it goes in both directions forever. It doesn't end. That is considered a line. And then number 6, I did not do with you, but I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see what you were supposed to do. It says, how many line segments does this shape have? So when you look at my picture, I counted every line segment. This is 1. This long line is 2. This is 3. This little line is 4. This little line is 5. This little line is 6, and this little line is 7. So how many line segments are there? 7 line segments. Okay, my friends, that was your homework for last week. I just wanted to quickly go over the answers so that you could check it. Today, we are starting a new lesson in the packet, and I will be uploading a new video about lesson 12.3 in just a little bit, okay? So see you in a little bit. Bye.